Vortex, I just wanted to showcase something that I think is really important. Y'all call it progress, but I don't believe in that crap. I call it success. Okay? Anytime that I do something that's positive, where I'm moving in the right direction. I taped this to the back of my car a long time ago. And it's funny because I don't even agree with this anymore. I think the Constitution, this thing, okay, which I think I stamped fake news. So I have this. There you go. It's better. I'm throwing this away. It's really hard for me to throw things away. Like, I'm getting emotional, and it's stupid. I feel stupid getting emotional. But at the same time, like, my house is like this, and it looks like shit, and I can't help but think that it's all my fault. It's getting out of control. And I'm too old. I'm too old to keep doing this. Especially when I'm so self-aware. Hoarding is a major problem for people because they have attachment to silly things. You know? I'll give you thousands of examples, okay? Why do I have this? Somebody gave this to me in a birthday gift. Obviously, it says happy birthday. And I kept it. I kept it because it was special. Or I kept it because I'll use it again. It's just collecting dust. And I know that. It still doesn't stop me from doing it. Well, I am drowning. I'm drowning in OCD. And for those of you that are worried I'm going to off myself, no, it won't happen. My OCD won't let that happen either. I'm working on a joke about that. Because if I do that to myself, what's going to happen to all my stuff? You know? What's going to happen to all my stuff? A person obsessed with cleanliness wouldn't do that because they'd be too worried about the cleanup. They'd be too worried about their dead body not being found for several weeks and stinking and blood being on the carpet or something like that, you know? I wish that was my problem. But I'm sure that people that are really OCD when it comes to cleanliness suffer way more than I think I'm suffering with this. And I don't like to use the term suffer because that's a term that clinicians have invented to misel people into taking pills that don't actually solve this problem. At the same time, I understand why people take pills. I really do. I understand why people do all kinds of drugs. But I don't like the term suffer because, yeah, you get it into your head that you're suffering, and then you're more likely to do whatever people tell you to do. So basically what it is like these commercials, they know how insecure people are. Not the commercials themselves, but like, you know, the people that write these things, the advertisers and the people trying to sell you the product. They understand how insecure people are. And so they're capitalizing on that and exploiting it. And they're going, oh, I see you. I see you. I see that you have this problem. I have the solution to it. And so they use words like suffer. But I have not seen one commercial where they talk about suffering in relation to hoarding. I have not seen one commercial where, like, people that are legit depressed that can't stop crying. Like, every time you see an antidepressant commercial, it's always just like a person, like, on a couch that's like, you know? It's not like legit depression. Like, they'll never document, like, the actuality of mental illness. They'll never document a person that has, like, legit war-related PTSD that is having a total meltdown in a grocery store because of a machine, or they get triggered by something. They'll never, like, actually show that, you know? Now, this duct tape I'm going to keep. Apparently, you just got to start small, you know? And if you start small, you'll get into the momentum of, you know, wanting to keep doing it, because, you know, that sense of accomplishment is pretty good. But it's like, just shit like this. Like, what is this? I have no idea what this is. Why do I have this? What does it do? But it's just been in my fucking cabinet. Cords, I don't know what these cords belong to. And I'm worried that if I throw them away, that, like, oh, that was useful for something. It hasn't been useful for the past 10 years, but what if it suddenly becomes useful? What is on my face? Do you see that? It's gotta be... Is it the lens? No, it's me. And I'm listening to Morrissey, trying to motivate myself. It's like I have these lights. These are dead. I should have thrown them away. Actually, no, let's check. Hold on. We gotta check. We gotta make sure. Right? Let's see. Oh shit, no, they do work. Okay. This is why we check. I think they just... They probably fell off something and... Oh, no, I put them outside. That's what it was. I put them outside. And then the homeowners association yelled at me because it was long after Christmas. But that's when we celebrate. I fucking hate Christmas so much. And I know that's probably like... It probably sounds like wrong for me to say that because I'm a Christian. No, real Christians hate the fuck out of this overly commercialized satanic holiday. Okay, they turned it into a holiday. They made a mockery of it. Okay, and it's all about mass consumption. It's all about family get-togethers that just piss you off. Okay, I probably sound so bitter, but. a lot of matches. These could be useful. But yeah, I'm just trying to do a little at a time. I'm like trying to multitask. So I'm going back and forth between certain areas. I know it seems more logical to just focus on one thing, but that's not how my brain works. So I need to work with my brain rather than keep working against it and continue to be puzzled as to why it's not working out, you know? But yeah, there's some stuff that it just doesn't make sense why I want to keep it. But, like, it doesn't have to make sense. I've realized that a lot of this stuff doesn't have to make sense. Oh my god, it looks so old. Look at how gray. Oh my god, I'm like dying. I look like a dying person. If you came to my house, you'd assume that there were a bunch of dead bodies in here. You know, that's what I'm so worried about. I'm so worried that they're gonna, like, come to my house and do an episode of Hoarders. What's in here? Towels. I mean, I guess I could use these to clean. But yeah, I did this massive cleaning project last year. So over Lent, I didn't do any drugs. I quit drinking coffee. I didn't even take a muscle relaxer when I was having spasms. So I was pretty strict with myself. And then the day Lent was over, which was ever so conveniently April 20th, the day that Lent was over, I came home. We had some big-ass church picnic. I came home, and I cleaned out my entire garage. I was up until, like, it was like 7:30 in the morning doing that shit, I think. I made a pot of coffee, and I had 1 cup. And obviously that shit did not last. Okay, it did not last. But it was really cool. Like, I was so focused. And I wish I could get back to that. But obviously, like, the patterns didn't change, you know? And it's the same thing that you see with people that lose weight. Or people that get, like, the gastric bypass. Or people that are depressed and they take an antidepressant and they kind of come out of the depression. But they don't change their habits. They don't change their habits, and then they just end up stuck. Well, just to let you know, like, the whole reason why, you know, I do what I hope is comedy, it's because I am fucking sick. I am really, really sick. And the only thing that I can do is pray for this motivation. Because I don't naturally have it. And I don't know if it's because of all the pot I smoke. But they're making all this shit illegal in my state. And as much as I've been bitching about all the synthetic shit, it's like they're banning the actual plants, you know? Like, you guys know that I'm like a hardcore advocate for plants because God made them. God made them, and they work. Imagine that. See this whole fucking bag of You know, I think that there's just like a deep-seated shame that I have. That's why I don't want to do it. It's the shame. It's like the excessive emotion that I'm going to feel, especially when I look at stuff that's old, that reminds me of certain people. You know, that's why I've been avoiding this like the plague. I mean, when I cleaned out my garage, I was bawling my eyes out. looking at old stuff. I was bawling my eyes out throwing away Tupperware containers. You know, like, but I have to do this. I have to do this because at some point in the future, like, if it gets so out of hand, somebody else is going to come in and threaten me. My neighbor was threatened, apparently. She's worse than me, but she's also a lot older. Crazy cat lady. Looks like this right here. Like, I tell myself to keep this because it's got a menorah on it. It reminds me of Ronit. Ronit would tell me to throw this shit away. Okay? She really, really wants to get the fuck out of Israel. Which is totally understandable. But I felt sorry for the trash people when they came to my house, because I had like at least 15 trash bags just for my garage alone. Okay, it was really bad, but you know that saying, live and learn? I wish that were true. It takes a while though. It takes pain. It takes pain to learn. Like, you're not going to learn without having a breakdown. And I wish that it didn't have to be like that, but it just is, for the most part. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm just saying that as some sort of cope to make excuses for the fact that I'm such a mess. But, you know, we are encouraged in this country to consume. And I know that everybody has this problem. I was just talking with this lady I go to church with, and she was like, you know, if you need help, like, there are people that are willing to help you. But the problem with that, though, is that, like, I want to go through every individual thing, and people don't understand, like, that a lot of stuff has sentimental value, or, you know, and so maybe it's my paranoia, or maybe I'm just so DIY that I'm like, no, I'm doing it myself, you know, but like, I feel like a lot of these projects, like, you kind of have to tackle on your own, and if you have help, then it just doesn't feel anywhere near as gratifying. It's like, this is a gift receipt from Amazon, from my parents, right? I hate Amazon with a passion. And whatever they got me, I don't even know what this is for. Whatever they got me, I probably didn't like it because they're boomers and they have no idea who I actually am. Okay? Because if they did, they probably wouldn't give me stuff that I could just collect and not even use. You know? But that's what I have to do. I have to kiss these things and then say goodbye to them. Okay, I guess I could still use this if I ever buy people gifts again. I should do this for people, like, when I buy people gifts that aren't Christmas gifts. Because that's so like me. I have to kiss it again.
But yeah, like a bunch of shit, I'll find it, much like that item that I showed you earlier, where I'm like, I don't know what this is, and because I don't know what it is, I'll just keep it for an extended period of time. But it's not because I actually think I'm going to use it in the future, it's because I feel guilty if I throw it away. So I think it really is like narcissism. OCD and narcissism come from the same place. And that is a huge part of why I hate stand-up comedy. Like, I love the art form itself. I love writing jokes. I hate performing. I hate being in front of people. And I really feel totally disconnected from this world. Every once in a while, God will throw me a bone. And I'm so lucky to have those bones. Oh, shit! But yeah, this thing, you probably recognize this. You get them at the Walmart. Okay? They're like the, what do you call them? I forgot the name of it, like isomer things or whatever. It's supposed to like calm you down. I'll believe it when I see it, but yeah, it doesn't work. But I just kept it. I just kept it. It's been a long time since I listened to Morrissey. I remember when I first got into him, it was really the Smiths I got into, but that was when I first got sober. And I felt like such an idiot because I'd spent years and years listening to Everclear, and I had no idea that there was way better music I could be listening to. Nothing against Everclear, I think that dude was a pretty good songwriter, but you know, there's so many bands from the 90s that were inspired by way better bands, and I'm sure that's always the case. Hopefully, I will inspire people to write way better music. That is... Yeah, I know it's not very good. I don't care. You see, this is another fine example. I think I've shown you at least 15 examples in this video. But yeah, the cats like to come in here and destroy everything, apparently. Oh, and this was my original camcorder. You see, this would have sentimental value even though it's fucking broken. You know? People are so afraid of looking stupid. They're so afraid of looking stupid or sounding stupid that they remain stupid. You know? They're so afraid of putting out there what I put out here, and I know it's laughable. I know that it's easy to poke fun at and be like, wow, she's ridiculous. And I'm assuming that a lot of people probably think that I'm a low cow. Is that what it's called? A low cow? Low cow? Where I just want attention and I'm just like doing all these videos because I want people to feel sorry for me or like, no, I'm doing all these videos. I know it's kind of weird, but it's really because of Donald Trump. It's because, I knew a long time ago that this country was like the mental illness capital of the world. And I feel like because I'm so unabashedly mentally ill, I can help a lot of people that struggle with that sort of thing because I know what it is. But I do feel totally outnumbered and isolated because many people don't know that their intrusive thoughts are demonic activity. If it's intrusive, that means it's coming from the outside. So you can say all day that you don't believe in God, but you definitely believe in the devil. You just don't know. You don't know that that's what it is. Ask your psychiatrist, where do my intrusive thoughts come from? I guarantee you they won't have an answer for you because they're paid to not have an answer. Because the actual answer is way too offensive. See, this is like car insurance from 2022. Here's a letter from a bill collector. But here's the thing though, say I needed one of these papers, like, I wouldn't know where to look, you know what I mean? It's kind of pointless to keep on the phone. They don't actually do anything for me. Yeah, so this is an insurance card from 2022. Why the fuck would I have an insurance card in here and not in my car? See, I just don't make sense sometimes, man. I don't make any sense. But that's the thing, like, it's a mental illness for a reason. It's not gonna make sense. I mean, sometimes it will, though. See, I feel stupid right now, but I'm gonna feel better though. I'm gonna feel better when this whole trash bag is full of stuff that I don't need and I put it out there. But I'm worried that my OCD is gonna have me like going through my trash looking for stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have a separate pile for recycling too. Like the stuff that I'm not reading, you know. Like there was this dude that used to come in a Steak and Shake every Tuesday morning and he would leave behind the Wall Street Journal. And for whatever reason, OCD, I told myself, take that and make a pile. And now I have this giant stack of Wall Street Journal fake news. I mean, I would occasionally go through it just to laugh at it, you know. I look at regular ass news publications the same way that I look at like the Weekly World News. The Weekly World News is probably a lot more accurate than anything that you see in the New York Times or Chicago Tribune or the LA Times, Wall Street Journal, The Atlantic. But yeah, it's just like ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Now this is something that I actually need to keep, apparently. My tax return from 2023. But anyway,
That is success. It does feel like it.